So we're about a month into the release of update 0.8, which means that we've had a lot of time now to see a variety of opinions regarding the current state of the game. Now these opinions range from positive to negative, with a majority of them being on the negative side. As someone who's put in 189 hours, I unfortunately am going to have to agree with the sentiment that the game right now is in its worst state ever. The 0.8 update introduced a complete systemic overhaul that saw the breaking and removal of several key gameplay features that were present in 0.222. As you can imagine, the community voiced their disappointment, which was met with reassurances from the devs that the issues would be resolved and that we would be seeing a couple of these features return in the future. Now, when the backlash first started hitting hard, I was initially shocked. I didn't really think that in the beginning a lot of the issues that were being discussed on Discord and on Steam and elsewhere online were, as bad, for lack of a better word, as people were claiming them to be. So I actually went and I played a little bit of the new Freeman Guerrilla Warfare. The first thing I noticed was that on realistic mode, you as the player could not have control over your army, in the sense that you could deploy them, but they wouldn't respond to any move commands. Like, the troops were just straight deadlocked. Now, aside from this issue, and I haven't played for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, so I'm pretty sure this issue is patched. But when I looked at a lot of the comments and I read through them carefully, the reasonable ones at least, a lot of the negative feedback is attributed to the loss of vehicles, army customization, and generals. These seem to be the key three themes. And when I say generals, I mean companions that can be converted to generals. And another issue is also the bugginess of the game right now. So overall, we can see that the general consensus of the community appears to be that this current version, 0.8, is a step in the wrong direction / a step back. Now, I 100% agree that 0.222 was overall a better patch, but constantly bitching isn't really going to help anyone. Now, I have my personal theory on why 0.8 came out the way it did, because I want you guys to remember something. Prior to 0.8, the track record of the devs was pitch perfect, like spot on. They had not released a single crappy update, right? You could make the case that vehicles were overtuned in 0.222, but even if that were to be true, like, it was still a good update overall, right? People still love vehicles even though the thing was busted, but that's beside the point. Solid track record, guys. Solid freaking track record. And all of a sudden, they drop 0.8, and everything's like, the whole world is ending. Like, I don't think so. Like, I don't want to like speculate too much, and I already like mentioned this in my previous addressing 0.8 patch video. A personal theory of mine as to why we got this kind of update, and it basically goes like this: pressure. That's the one word I'm gonna pressure. Because if you haven't put out an update in a couple of like weeks, especially if you've established a track record of doing so, right? People start to ask, people start to wonder, people start to message you, DM you, and be like, "Where's the next update? Where's the next update?" And it just becomes a shitstorm. People are just asking every day. It can get annoying too, and it kind of puts you in like a mental state of, and this is just speculation, but in my opinion, it puts you in a mental state of, oh man, I gotta deliver something now, otherwise I'm gonna lose players, or we're letting down the community, right? Like, we want an update now. It's the same situation with Mountain Blade Bannerlord. Like, I hate to keep comparing this game to Bannerlord, but there are a lot of similarities, or Warband / Bannerlord. But regardless of the point, Pressure. Pressure, guys. I personally believe, and you can call this a hot take or tinfoil hat theory, but I personally believe that the pressure from the community got to the developers to release 0.8. Anyone that looks at the Steam ratings right now can figure out that 0.8 is not good. And if you look at the track record of the devs, every update prior to has been a massive improvement and was met with overwhelming praise. If we take a quick look right now, we can see that the ratings have plummeted from mostly / overwhelmingly positive to mixed, all within a month. Now, some of these comments I think are just ridiculous, but for the most part, the casual player is not enjoying the game, right? With all that said, I think it was a huge mistake by the devs to release 0.8 as a mandatory update instead of keeping it as an optional test version. If they had done this, they would have guaranteed the best of both worlds. Those who wanted to satiate their thirst for some more Freeman got to opt in, and those who didn't like it or didn't want to wait for a more stable version could continue to play 0.222. Right? But instead, 0.8 was rushed, and here we are, which is just completely mystifying because of the track record that I mentioned about the devs again. They were good. They were really good. So this is something, what happened with 0.8 is like an anomaly. It's something so out of character that it has to be that they fucked up hard, which we all make mistakes, right? But I'm more inclined to believe, especially since they've had a year-long track record of success and doing things the right way. I'm inclined to believe that the community pressure got to them and they made a slight error in judgment that ended up being a massive error in judgment. And right now it's costing them. But to say this is like, oh man, the devs are like off track or they're doing the wrong things, they're not fixing this, they're not promising that, is complete BS, guys. That is complete BS. You got a dev team that you can literally count on both of your hands. That's how many people are on the damn team, I'm pretty sure in total. This isn't like a massive AAA studio where you expect shit to be perfect, right? And they had made it really good, like in terms of bugginess, they had done their best prior to 0.8. And you can even argue now that's still good, even in 0.8, but to reduce the bugginess of the game. They are not like, this is a good dev team. And unfortunately, pressure got to them this time. But that's my personal theory. I don't really know if it's true. I don't know if, like, maybe I'm just, being a little bit paranoid, but I just do not see them making a mistake like this without some sort of external influence that's pushing on them. Because this 0.8 update should have been, if it were to be a mandatory update, it should have been at least an extra month. At least an extra month to like iron out some of the bugs that we see now, like unable to launch, crashing, lagging, right? Or, certain mechanics not being refined. All these issues, if they had kept it on the test version, we would not be, or delayed the release and not let the pressure get to them. If any of these two things were done, we would not be in the current situation we are now with Freeman Guerrilla Warfare. Now, it's been mentioned by the devs themselves that another update is within a week's time of release. I really, really hope that this fixes everything up so everyone can calm the fuck down and we can get back to playing some good Freeman Guerrilla Warfare. And a part of the reason why you guys haven't seen any Guerrilla videos from me is because, one, burnout. I had spent 2 months doing 2 seasons, well, not 2 months, but like a good part of half a year almost. Yeah, from September until December, doing Guerrilla videos. I needed a little break. And 2, the bugginess of the game on 0.8 kind of made me a little bit hesitant because I knew there was going to be a lot of patch fixes coming in, and I just didn't want to restart the campaign. Anyway, that's my spiel on the mistake of 0.8, if you want to call it, and the current state of the game. Keep in mind that this next update is going to be crucial because the devs right now, they know, and we also kind of know, that they cannot fuck up on this update. This update that's coming up within a week is their chance to recapture some of the interest and restore the overall quality of the game, if you will. It's still a good game. Even in its current state, it is still a good game. But to get back to that mostly / overwhelming positive rating, this update is going to need to fix many of the bugs that were discussed all throughout the Discord, and possibly add back some key features, right? Which ones is going to vary. I personally think they need to add back squad customization and companions. I don't really care too much about vehicles right now because that was never balanced properly, as you guys know from Season 2, but they got to add back at least one of the two in terms of not vehicles, in terms of customization and companions. If they do that, fix half of the bugs right now, we will forget about 0.8. We won't even be talking about 0.8 in a month's time. And the devs, I'm confident that they will do an excellent job with this update because they already know, like, they have a blueprint of what not to do in this update, right? This update was a little bit of a oopsie. They failed in a sense. Now they can see and learn from their mistakes from this update. So I expect the next update, and I know it's going to be great. All right, guys. I will see you probably next week when the update launches. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.